We're at Forbidden Worlds Film Festival 2026, and we are talking about the 1987 movie Pathfinder.
Pathfinder. Now, we talked about a very similar film that you didn't care for, and I think this film is doing everything I think that film is attempting to do. Now, they're not the exact same film, they're not doing the exact same things. However, I think there's a lot of themes here that are visited in Clan of the Cave Bear. However, I think this film pulls it off much better than the previous film. I don't know if you agree with that.
I do. I think, my Clan of the Cave Bear review, I think, will surprise a lot of people because of how much I didn't like that movie. And the general term is, it was so bland it borderline offended me because it's such a nothing burger. And I want a film to make me feel something. It's
Absolutely.
art. It's art. It needs to evoke something. But this film, I think, is exactly as you say, it is a really simple premise. The plot is really simple. There's not that many characters. There's not actually that much dialogue.
Very straightforward, very A to B.
It's all in the native, I think, language is Sámi, which is like a native old, like Nordic language. I think Norway kind of sort of indigenous peoples. And the thing is that it's from like an old legend. I think it's like 1,000 or 2,000 year old sort of folklore legend. And I'm like, the thing is, the story is really just a young boy. He goes away from his mother, father, and sister briefly. Some raiders come in and kill them. He comes back, sees it happen, and then escapes, and then meets with other village people. And then these raiders basically chase him down. And essentially, these raiders go around killing people in villages for reasons. Yeah. And so the plot is about this group of villagers now with this young boy trying to basically escape these raiders. They're not fighters.
No.
And it's all in like this tundra. And the behind the scenes stuff is like minus 50 degrees.
It was, yeah.
And so it was genuinely freezing temperatures. It's a lot of white and blue.
They had to replace a stunt team because they couldn't hack it.
Yeah, they got off the bus or whatever. And also the cameras were like freezing and breaking and stuff. And it was really succinct. I think it's like 86 minutes long. And again, all the dialogue is in this native language with subtitles. But
which was the first film apparently that had the Sámi language.
I think it's one of the only as well.
Most likely. It was remade with Karl Urban. They did a kind of a similar story, but what they did there was it was Native Americans and Vikings. So
and it's not rated well, that one.
No. But I've got it on DVD. I've never watched it, but maybe I'll dabble.
I will not be watching it.
Yes, surprise.
Yes, but I really like this.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful, some wonderful Arctic cinematography, and like it's not easy to shoot in snow.
No,
like it's not an easy task, and
have depth in it.
Yeah, and depth of field, and to feel like it's that you're there and you're in there, and it's believable. That it's not like fake snow as well.
So immersed.
Yeah, and it was like the characters. There's a lot of kind of hard close-ups as well, which I really liked.
A lot of eyes.
Yeah, a lot of eyes, like very deep blue, icy blue eyes.
Lovely. Yeah.
And there's kind of these, and again, this one's kind of a little bit. There's a little air of the mystical in it. Like,
yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
like insinuating.
Yeah, but it's not like because there's like a shot where the guy comes in and he's like the religious leader, the Pathfinder.
I think his name.
Yeah, and he comes in, and then there's just the next shot. He's kind of just disappears.
Yeah,
fades out.
Does a Batman.
Yeah, kind of thing. It just fades, and again, Clan of the Cave Bear had that and implied that, but not as well. But yeah, I think it's a really straightforward story. It's an action adventure story. It's got the characters have got enough depth. It doesn't feel like we're being shortchanged like Clan of the Cave Bear. They introduce a thing and then they stick with it. Like, for example, he replaces the bow he's using because it's a bad bow.
Yeah.
And you think, and in Clan of the Cave Bear, we'd never hear about that bow again. But what happens is he breaks his new bow and he has to get back and use
his old one
to fight back. And we see that struggle and him trying to get there and sneak around and get that. And again, that is an element. So they do the Chekhov's gun. They set it up, they put it there, and we know where that is. We know the location, so we know he has to kind of get around all these huts or through these huts to get to that, to protect himself and to save his friends.
And it's tense in the right way. You're invested in the characters in the right way. You want, because they're just peaceful people. You want them to live, and they're all generally good people. And they have these discussions of, should we help this teenager? What do we do? And they have this discussion, and it's really nice. It's a smaller cast. There are about 40 people or so.
Yeah.
But few have speaking roles. But the good thing is that you never feel like the numbers are off.
No.
With Clan of the Cave Bear, if you said to me how many people are in that cave, I go, it could be 10, it could be 50. And I think
40,
and it could depend on the scene of how many people there were.
Exactly.
But they only have like 4 with names.
Yeah.
In this, it was very specific. They were like, I think about 12 bandits, because they say at one point there's 12 or 14, and then you see them get taken out, a bit like Seven Samurai, and then you kind of realise, oh, there's only 8 of them left.
Yes.
Oh, and then the goodies also happens. There's like 5 or 6 main guys, and a couple of them get taken out, and
they get separated, they go different ways.
Exactly, and it feels, it's tight.
Yeah.
There's no wasted screen time. It's visually beautiful. You're invested in the characters. The story is straightforward and easy. I think this is one of those things. Oh, I just lost the light.
Oh, no.
It's fine. I think it's one of those things where...
Go back.
And I think it's one of the things where you really just... it's a timeless movie, not dissimilar to Lady Hawk in the way that I think you could watch this at any time, and you don't... All you need to know is Indigenous peoples, 1,000 years ago, it's based on a folklore, done.
Yeah.
And you can just get into it immediately. It doesn't waste any time, and that's what I liked. And I think... I don't want to spoil the ending, because I do want people to watch this, but I think they really stuck the ending.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was getting to that point, I was like, where's this going to go? Is it going to keep being interesting?
Sure,
but that last half hour, I loved it.
And again, like not to compare it entirely to Clan of the Cave Bear, like there was so many times where there was no need to let her off the hook.
Yes.
Like she would either be banished or dead. And there is the suspect that like he's an outsider, he's another, he's a different person, we can't trust him. And then there's a moment where it looks like he's going to be leading them back to the camp to finish them off, because they took his friend hostage who they killed anyway, and then he tries to outsmart them in a way and tries to warn the camp that they are coming.
You're giving a lot away.
Okay. Not the end, but there are elements of that. But yeah, I think it's quick, succinct. It's very, like, it knows it has a short runtime and it gives you exactly what you need when you need it. And yeah, I thought it was fun. There's humor there as well. There's the threat level. You know who the bad guys are from the get-go.
They should wear black.
Yeah.
They're the only characters wearing black.
The opening scene, they're wearing black, they kill a dog.
And a child.
Straight away. You killed the dog and the child, so these guys are completely irredeemable, so that's it.
And I do just want to add in one thing you said that I cut you off a little bit, I do not want to spoil the ending, but there is a bit where, much like Clan of the Cave Bear, she's not in Clan of the Cave Bear, she is not trusted throughout, but it never equates to anything really. Whereas in this, he's not trusted, and as you say, there are bits where, understandably from the villagers' perspective, they're like, can we trust him? Can we not? And there's points where some of them trust him, some of them don't. And his actions link to that. And also the way they perceive him acting changes how they act in return.
Exactly.
And it equates to something.
Yeah.
And that's a very good point that you made there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So I think the stuff it's exploring is just handled way better. It's much clearer. It's a shorter film as well. So it's doing it in much less time. It's I just think
I feel like we learned about them as well.
Yeah, there's an economy to the use of time for this film, and they get the things you need to get through and said and done, and then and again, I never felt shortchanged. I never felt misled or disappointed in where the story went. It rounded out really nicely.
Yeah, and I just think I learned something, even though it's still a film. It is based on historical like evidence and things, and it's folklore. I felt like I learned a little bit, and I felt more in tune with the sort of Scandinavian or Norwegian sort of indigenous peoples. It was nice to see people living like that in the icy tundra. Like, how much do you get to see that?
Exactly.
How they live, the huts and stuff. So I feel like I learned a little bit, and I've got intrigue to look into it more. The story was really straightforward, and I was invested, and it looked great. And that's really the whole thing of it. Is just like, and that's everything for me the Clan of the Cave Bear didn't do.
Yes, yeah, and I think the idea of having something that's so kind of off the beaten track and bringing it in, because this is such an inclusive festival. It's got such varied, diverse storytellers from all areas of the world, different films. And I love that about the festival. And again, some of them could be really surprising in a good way, some could be surprising in a bad way. But I'm glad for the variety, and I'm glad for opening people's eyes and introducing people to stuff that they would never see otherwise.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. I'm so glad. So glad we watched it.
Yes,
So
we find our way home. We found our path.
yes, there we go. The path was found. Well, friends, I think that wraps up a very short one, but it's a short film, and again, not much else to say. Just go watch it. We both do think you should definitely go watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check out Pathfinder where you can. The one from 1987 to be specific. But friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we're doing coverage of the Forbidden Worlds Film Festival. Check out both feeds, Genuine Chit-Chat and Spider-Dan and the Secret Balls. I just hit down there. We are doing reviews. We've got interviews out as well for quite a few people, which is really, really exciting. And there's going to be video stuff on YouTube and then on all the usual podcast apps.
Audio.
So subscribe to both of us.
Yeah.
Find out all of our reviews of almost every film at Forbidden Worlds 2026 and go back and check out our coverage.
Yes, and check out all of Mike's wonderful show notes. They'll be very succinct and clear. I try and do my best, but I'm not quite as good as Mike. But I'll try and live up to his example.
Lots of guest spots and things I'll be adding in because I was on the Abyss recently, which I haven't mentioned, but that will be in the description of every episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
So fret not. But friends, thank you for tuning in. Please support us by following, subscribing, sharing, and don't forget to support Forbidden Worlds by sharing, liking, and telling them that you've consumed our content, as it helps us be on the press team for next year as well. But friends, thank you so much, and we'll speak to you very soon.